Hey, it's Joe Fear from GetThriveCart.com. In this video, I'm going to show you a ton of features that just got released yesterday inside of ThriveCart, and also how to stay compliant with GDPR. These are all the massive regulations that affect everybody worldwide, but they're stemming from the EU. But definitely this is a must-watch for everyone because everyone needs to stay compliant. So definitely watch this. Let's dig into it. Let's dig into what this GDPR thing is. If you are not aware, it's definitely something you should be aware of if you're running an online business, which you probably are. So this is the definition straight from Wikipedia. I'm going to preface that I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Definitely seek out your own counsel and figure out how this applies to you. But let me just read this really fast. GDPR stands for General Data Protection Regulation. And it's a regulation in the EU law on data protection and privacy for all individuals within the EU. It also addresses the export of personal data outside the EU. This is why it affects everyone else. So the GDPR aims primarily to give the control to citizens and residents over their personal data and to simplify the regulatory environment for international business by unifying the regulation within the EU. So, why this is important. Again, this is important mainly because this affects everyone in the world, not just folks in the EU, so it's definitely important to stay compliant, and especially if you're using things like third-party scripts or anything that collect data, personal data, within ThriveCart. And obviously this extends to things outside of ThriveCart, and ThriveCart is doing everything they can to make them, basically the process compliant. Everything is compliant, but all this third-party stuff, all of these different things, these very minute details that you might not be aware of, are what you should really know about when you're getting into this GDPR thing, which does go into effect May 25th. You might be watching this after the fact. Either way, definitely get yourself acquainted with all this stuff and get yourself compliant. Again, learn more from your legal team if you have one. If you don't, definitely seek some out. Again, this is not legal advice, but this is just bringing awareness to this GDPR change here that affects the entire world. But let's dig into what ThriveCart is doing with these new features and how they're actually making this whole thing compliant for folks who use ThriveCart. But again, any of these third-party things you want to make sure that you're addressing, and this is how you'll do it from in this video here with these features. So the very first feature are geolocation or geo-based behavioral rules. So in short, the behavioral rules are any tagging, automations, and things that happen after someone signs up through ThriveCart, purchases your product or free trial, something like that. Now you can actually customize these rules for specific locations based off of their countries, and you can tag and segment at a much deeper level. So let me just show you right now on how to do that inside of ThriveCart. Okay, so the first feature we're going to talk about is the geolocation rules. So this is all the tagging and stuff that happens after a purchase. So we're going to go down to one of our products. I'm just going to do this test product here, go to edit, and then on this first bar here, you see behavior. You want to click that. And you can see we don't have any rules for this specific product, but that's fine. I'm going to add a rule. And let's just say when a customer purchases the main product, they're going to get added to active campaign. They're also going to be added to a list. And, we'll just, let's do this. Add them to a new tag. We'll just say sale. And so that means when someone purchases, they're going to be added to active campaign with that tag as sale. Now you can actually run just in specific locations. So you can click this box and you can see you're going to have a load of options here. These are all different countries, but also combinations you could see on top. So I'm going to click this again. This can only run if I select it outside of the EU, or you can choose to do it within the EU, or you can choose it in any other country out here. So let's say you just want to keep it simple if you're GDPR compliant. Let's say that you just want to do it outside of the EU. You would save that, and you can see there's an option here. But what if you wanted to, add some more layers? You could do the same thing, add to tag, or sorry, existing tag, and let me see. I'm just going to do this again, just really quick. Sale, and you can then run this to another specific location. So if you wanted to also add in, let's call it Germany, and then you can select that there. You can see that you can actually layer these things on. So it's not just one rule. You can actually layer location-specific rules if you wish to. So that's how you would do that under the behavior rules and geolocation for GDPR. Okay, so the second big feature is, and this is actually a big in-demand one, even before the GDPR stuff, is that you can now set custom domains for your checkout pages. This means that you can literally make your own custom URL now, right from inside of ThriveCart, but you're also using the CNAME features, so actually putting that inside of your domain name. There's a tutorial inside of ThriveCart that walks you through this, but let me show you right now how to set that up. Okay, so custom domains is that big, this is a feature that people have been asking for a long time. What you want to do is go to Settings, and then straight on down here, you want to go to Manage Account-Wide Settings. And then on the far right, we have a custom domain option over here. We just want to select that. And you can see it hasn't been set up yet. You want to click that button. And this is actually going to play an instructional video for you. So it's very, very, it's very custom to what you're doing here. And it's going to involve a little bit of getting into your domain registrar to actually change the CNAME and kind of mess with those settings a little bit. We're not going to go through that because that's actually already here for you. But you can just see how it's going to take your domain from the ThriveCart domain and any product name for that checkout to actually sales.your.domain now and the product name that you choose. So it's a lot cleaner and it's under your domain, so customers know that they're sticking with you. They might not get confused with this ThriveCart domain anymore. So definitely watch this video to see how to do that all. So the third feature that's really large is that if you're using any kind of third-party software, data collectors and stuff like that, even retargeting on your checkout pages, you probably want to add this cookie notification bar. So this is actually something that shows on the bottom of the ThriveCart checkout page, and it only is shown if you choose to. You actually can set what it says, and actually if you want to show it, that's totally up to you. None of this stuff is required. But this is great if you're using any kind of third-party data collectors, like even MiniChat, which is, you can add people to a list if they choose to, start a live chat with you or maybe opt in somehow. Any kind of retargeting, based off of Facebook, Google, that's all data collectors. So that's all stuff you want to kind of keep in mind. This is why you're seeing a lot of websites now actually have notifications that say, hey, we've updated our cookie policy. You have to click here to agree to pretty much proceed. That's what we're doing here. Let me show you how to set that up. Again, we want to go up to the settings bar on top right and head on down to legal and compliance and click view. And then right over here, third one down is cookie warnings. So this is where you can add a cookie bar to your checkout pages explaining your cookie usage. So you click the setup button. And right here, this is just another description of kind of what we already said. Any third-party tracking tools, then you probably want to use this. You just select this button here. You can customize this text. This is actually pretty nice text, but you can add a little bit more description here. I'm just going to do a little filler text to show you what it looks like. You can actually write quite a bit in there. But then you can also select where you want people to see this. So, if you want to just worry about the folks that are actually within the EU, which are more the folks, that are affected with the GDPR, or you could go worldwide. We can customize that, and it's going to geolocate, based off of IP addresses and whatnot, who this is shown to. We're going to stick it to worldwide, and you can also specify if it's all products or specific products, and you can kind of select from a list. I'm going to do all products there, save this, and I want to just show you this in action. Okay, so I want to go to a product really fast. Let's get URL and copy URL. I'm going to go over to this incognito window, plug it in there. and give it a second, and then you'll see this on the very bottom right there. It just popped up. This this website uses cookies to ensure you get the best experience, and they should they're now aware, so they could just close this box, and essentially they are aware. We're notifying them of kind of what we have going on here on the page. So that's how you use that cookie bar from within the ThriveCart here. So remember, legal and compliance, and you have that option right inside of there, and set that up specifically for either worldwide, EU, or in specific products. So the fourth big feature inside of ThriveCart is that now you can add terms and conditions, a little agreement box for any affiliate that signs up to promote your products. So this is optional. Again, all these features are kind of optional things to do, but it gives you a lot more flexibility so you can stay compliant and kind of be in control. So basically on the sign up page, you can now add in this terms and condition box, and you can customize it with your own text and links to any policies that you might have written elsewhere. So you can link your affiliates up, and then they would just choose to agree right then and there. Let me show you how to set that up right now inside of ThriveCart. Okay, the next one is the affiliate sign up page terms and conditions. So again, let's go over here. Actually, we're going to go to the affiliate tab this time. Click that. And then head on over to product options, which is right here, and select any product that you are currently allowing affiliates to sign up for. Again, we have other videos at getthrivecart.com that will show you how to use all this stuff. But these ones are already set up. So we're going to go, you can actually get to the sign up page by doing this. I'm just going to show this to you as a before. Again, we want to go to incognito and plug that inside there. Then we want to click the blue box. It's not actually shown on this first page here, so you want to put in the info. So I'm just going to put in some test info in here. And let's just, I'm just going to do this +1 at freeprofits.com, and Joe1, we'll call it that. Okay, create my account. And you can see right here, let's just put in some filler address. I actually have that set as, there we go. And then there we are. So you can see on this page, and you actually don't need to put the address on there. I just had that selection on there. But you can see on this page, right before you confirm registration, now your affiliates have to agree to the terms that you set inside of here. And they can actually click on here and see the terms. Obviously, that's filler. And then click accept. And then there you go. You can see it just tick the box. Obviously, ThriveCart has their own terms and conditions, so people would need to also select that and then confirm registration. So the fifth feature is another biggie, abandoned cart disables. So ThriveCart automatically actually collects email addresses. If someone enters their email address on your ThriveCart checkout page, it will collect that data and put it inside of your autoresponder so you can follow up with them. This is a very powerful feature, one that a lot of people don't even think about / know about, but you should be using. Now, what you don't want to do is collect all this data from countries that are from within the EU specifically. Those are the ones that can give you the biggest red flags. Again, this is optional. This is totally up to you. If you even use the abandoned cart feature, you definitely want to just be aware of this. So you now have the option to select which countries you can choose not to collect this data from. So this is where you can kind of safeguard yourself from, collecting this data automatically from countries that really don't allow that unless you're specifically telling them you're doing so. So what's really cool is you can also specify which products. Doesn't mean that it's, account wide with ThriveCart. You can totally customize all this stuff depending on the location and the products that you're choosing. Okay, so for the fifth feature, we're going to talk about the abandoned cart feature and how to disable that per product or for a location. So again, we want to go to settings, go down to legal and compliance, go to view, and you'll see on the bottom selection, it's cart abandonment email collection. You want to click setup. And there we are. So we want to prevent collecting customer email addresses. And then we can select either worldwide or just folks inside of the EU. And then again, you could specify products or specify or you could do all products or specify individual products this way. And then once you hit save settings, you're good to go. So the last big feature, the sixth one, is this one that's called PII. So this is personally identifiable information. Now this is all stuff that basically it's the data that gets passed from anything that's entered on the checkout page and gets passed to the success page and any further pages beyond that point. Again, this is just a data thing, so you will have the option to actually select which locations and products you don't want this personally identifiable information to be collected. You can actually turn it off for specific locations and for specific products. So let me show you how to do that now. All right, and the last feature was the PII. So again, that's over here in the settings tab, and go down to compliance. Again, legal and compliance, go to view and exclude PII. Again, that's all the data that kind of passes from checkout to your success page and beyond. So we want to click blue box again, the setup. Again, here's a little summary. Let's click exclude. And again, just like abandonment cart, you can actually select worldwide or just people inside of the EU. And then again, all products or specify which products that way. And then click save, and then you're good to go. So that was a ton of features. I know your head might be going a little crazy. Probably want to do a little bit more research on GDPR and how your business kind of fits into the mix. Again, seek out any legal advice or legal counsel if you have it, if you can. But definitely dig into ThriveCart, test out these features, and modify things based off of what you've learned here. These are the biggies right now, but do know that ThriveCart is GDPR compliant as it is. But really, you want to just dial in, specifically if you have any of these third-party data collectors and softwares, tracking, retargeting, stuff like that. That's all the stuff that you probably want to make sure that you're covering yourself with these features. So again, if you don't have ThriveCart, we kind of say this every video, but definitely it's the best software out there when it comes to checkout platforms. It goes deeper than anything else on the market. And you can see just from this video, GDPR, this goes into effect at the time of this video, 10 days from now. ThriveCart is on it. And they're always going to be on it with new features and things. They're staying up with the regulations. No other competitors are doing this stuff. So definitely get in at getthrivecart.com. There's loads of bonuses. We have a great community. We're always supporting you even after you choose to purchase ThriveCart, your own license, and you're always going to get the best price. So go to getthrivecart.com, and we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.